Well, hello and welcome back. Thanks for coming back. Where are we? Downtown Paphos Harbour. That's where we are. And just to prove it, that is the Harbour restaurant right in front of us. That's the last restaurant just as you leave the promenade and join the harbour area. And there's restaurants galore, there's shops galore, and there's a free car park on the left-hand side. What more can you want? Sand, sun, and yeah. Don't use that word because we are a family channel. But Paphos, it's all about having a great time indeed. If you're looking for the perfect place to come for a holiday, or perhaps even the rest of your life, Paphos should be at the very top of your list. Some recent people who've moved to Paphos, well, up in Paya, there's a couple called Robert and Carol. They've relocated from downtown in Edinburgh, and they say that Paphos is absolutely spectacular. There's a couple coming all the way from Germany, Mr. Michael and Mr. Dirk, and they're bringing their dog, Mr. Leno, and they think that Paphos is absolutely spectacular. So get yourself on a big bird or a canoe, start paddling like crazy. Paphos Cyprus, Marika and me, we're waiting especially for you. This is the main link road from the Paphos Harbour area up to the Paphos Mall. If you're in a car, it takes about 3 or 4 minutes, subject to traffic, obviously. If you're on foot, it takes you about 10 minutes. So if you are in the Paphos Harbour area and you want to know where the Mall is, you just follow this road, and right at the end of it, there's a roundabout, and right across the road is the Kings Avenue Mall, or as we call it, the Paphos Mall. Fully air conditioned, obviously coffee shops and restaurants, and lots of shops if you want to go shopping. And we know a couple of guys who are coming in from downtown Damp Cardiff, that's Lord Jeremy and Lord Simon, and they understand that that's the place that they are going to go and feel an awful lot of pain. But there'll be fun and games as Miss Oching Priscilla Booth drags them around this shop and that shop and literally maxes out their credit cards. There it is in all its glory. That's the Kings Avenue Mall, the big shiny grey building with big letters in white saying Kings Avenue Mall. We're going to go straight over past the Begona Garden Centre, and we're going to wiggle and we're going to waggle through the rear streets of Paphos because we're on our way to the Neon Mall. Why are we going there, you might ask? Because I've got to meet up with one of my customers and we're going to have a coffee or two. Now, the other day when I was in the Neon Mall, I parked in the underground car park and I was accosted by a gentleman called Mr. Brian, and then we had a coffee together and we had a great chat indeed. And the time went so fast, a couple of hours I think, just went poof and it was gone. And we were talking about this and that and the pluses and minuses of Paphos and the pluses and minuses of owning a Toyota. And he's a clever man because he buys Toyotas. And the one he's got in Cyprus he bought 21 years ago, and it hasn't given him any trouble whatsoever. A clever man, as I always say, buys a Toyota or a Honda. If you've got a T on the back, a T on the front, a H on the back or a H on the front, you won't be going far wrong. But I'm a stupid man, so I bought a Jag, and hopefully this Jag doesn't let me down. If it does, well, I'll get on a big bird and I'll be flying to downtown South Wales, because there was a man there who is now a sir, and he told me that it'll be a great car to buy. What's going on now? No diversion, see? Nothing can go to plan in Paphos because they're all doomed big diggery everywhere you go. Anyway, talking about Sir Lee, and of course a big good morning to himself, and of course the partner in his crimes, Lady Vicky, came to Paphos, and they had a great honeymoon, and we had a great pleasure and the honour to meet them. And of course we're looking forward to meeting them again next year, and next year they're going to be in Iron Appa for the big event because it's going to be Sir Lee's birthday. And guess what? This Jaguar is going to drive us down to Iron Appa, and we're going to party the night away with them, and we're going to dance with the princess known as Princess Layla. A very good morning to you. On that subject of princesses, there's one or two on the channel. A big shout out to the princess with the smile of an angel and of course the heart of a lion. That's our Princess Maggie. We hope you're keeping well, and again we're looking forward to seeing you. Next year's coming, you know, it won't be that far, and you will be churchky dancing in and around Paphos, and we'll be having a great time indeed. On the subject of downtown South Wales, there's a lady down there and a man down there who just happen to have a princess, and their princess is Princess Kaylee. Big shout out to you, and of course to your mum, Lady Anne-Marie, and your dad, Sir Michael. A big shout out and a very Calimera indeed. Let's go this way. Luckily I know where I am, shall we say. Shall we go up that one-way street? No, we won't. We'll keep going. I don't think that'll help us. Slowly but surely, we will join back onto the main road up in towards the Old Town and Kennedy Square. Sorry for driving on the wrong side of the road, but there was a manhole that was probably going to eat my front suspension, and seeing as the front air struts on this car are quite expensive, I try to protect them. And I'm sure Mr. Lee knows just how expensive they are. Drop it in the comments, how much is a front air suspension shock absorber for a Jaguar XJ? Just to scare the living daylights out of me, just so that I know. There we go. Right, so far, I think I've done about 7,000 kilometres in this car now in the last couple of months, and so far it's been pretty good. Shall we go straight? I don't think so, because I can see there's a traffic jam from hell, and I don't want the lady in the red dress to beat me again. There you go, Lady Caroline. She understands and gets the joke, and maybe one or two people watched that video where I drove up that road and a lady in a red dress. My God, is that a lady in a red dress? It is, but it's not the same lady. But anyway, that lady outwalked me. I did the same exercise a couple of months later, and it was a race against a lady in a cream dress, and she beat me as well. Yes, what's the point of having a car in any city these days? Because more often than not, it's quicker to walk. Yes, it is, and you can't park anywhere either when you get there. Anyway, rant over, Lord Andy of Shropshire, and a big shout out to Lady Ness. Hopefully you're having a great time, and hopefully you're getting ready for Christmas, because it's not far, is it? No. And then of course it's Belgium, then it's Scotland, and then it's downtown Paphos. Paphos is waiting just for you. So we're waggling in and around Paphos. This is a cemetery on a sad note, but you know, there you go, it's coming to us all, isn't it? I might be buried in that one, or as I say, put me on a canoe with a few twigs, set me on fire, and push me out into the blue Mediterranean Sea, and I'll be quite happy. As long as I'm in a blue t-shirt, blue jeans, and blue shoes. Boxer shorts doesn't really matter, doesn't really count, does it? But I've got to have blue socks on, and a blue hat, and a dark pair of sunglasses, because you know, it'll be sunny, won't it? It will be sunny. There we are. Right, now this road, what can I say? This is a road from hell. This really is. And I'm now really thinking just how expensive are the air strut suspensions on this car, because this road could snap one or two, that's for sure. Look at the inulations in this road. Look at it. Wow, boom. My God, what's that? Oh my God, it's a man in a black Jaguar XJ. Oh my God, it's common. I'm going to sell it. That's it. I'm starting a GoFundMe page. We want a Bentley. We want a black Bentley Flying Spur. We don't want those Continental GT things. They're no good. You can't carry people in the back. Imagine that. I hope he's going to start chuckling his heart out now. Sir Martin, Lady Victoria, what do you think of this idea? I get a Bentley Continental and I pick up you, well, you two, obviously, yes, Sir Martin and Lady Victoria, and then just to add a bit of spice, we get Princess Tracy. We chuck her in the back, and we chuck Oching LaBouffe in the back, and we'll have the dignified lady known as Dame Anne sitting in the front seat with me. What do you think of that idea? You four in the back, because the last time they were in the back of the Jag, well, his hands were everywhere, and they insisted on him keeping their hands on the roof. But imagine in the back of a Bentley Continental GT, there's no room. See, that's why I want a Continental Flying Spur. So, Lady Andrea, when you win the lottery, don't make a mistake. Always make sure it's the Flying Spur. That's the 4-door one. As long as it's newer than 2017, I'll be a happy man. Make sure it's in black, interior not too bothered. Although, if your name is Lady Anna, my superstar from all the way in downtown Krakow, she'd like the interior to be in blue. So, do your very best, Lady Andrea. Please, please, please. Win that lottery. You don't need to win a lot, to be honest, because that Bentley's probably around about 80-ish, 90-ish thousand pounds. Chump change to someone who wins the lottery. So good luck tonight, that's what I say. And of course, as a treat, you can also buy a Continental GT for the Peacock Man known as Sir Mart. Anyway, we're back en route, and slowly but surely we are going to wiggle and waggle our way to the Neon Mall via central Paphos. Here we go. Oh my goodness, traffic lights are coming up, Andrea. What have you done? You put them on red again. Oh my goodness. What can I say? I'm going to have to get one of those flickers that flicks the traffic lights, or perhaps better still, some blue lights. That's what we need, some blue lights. I'll have to have a word with Stavros, the Chief of Police, and the Mayor, and the President, Nikos, and see what he's got to say. You never know. they might give me some of those blue lights, because I'm doing great things for Paphos by showing the beauty and the spectacality and all the blueness that's going on as well. Come on, Andrea, get these lights flicked. Sitting here forever. I've been here now for about 20 seconds. I can't think of anything to say. Now, that's an anomaly, isn't it? Of course I can. Right, this is the main road that comes past the police station, the fire station, from the former Devlin's roundabout. If you go towards the left, you're going to go into the municipality area. And sometimes you'll find a man in a black Mercedes parked up on W lines, chevrons, just up from the traffic lights across to a busy school. But hey, he's the mayor. He can park wherever he wants. You understand? He's not into this smart parking, although he does want you and me to use the smart parking. I was talking to someone the other day, and they said the old town was dead. Yes, the old town unfortunately is dead. Why? Because you can't park. Well, sorry, you can park, but you've got to pay to park. But the problem with that is that in Cypriot culture and expat culture that comes to live in Cyprus, we're so used to parking anywhere and not having to pay. To now ask us to pay is not going to work. So I read somewhere that the amount of cars that were driving in and around the old town last year was something like 100,000 cars a month. Obviously some of them were parking and some of them were not, but now it's down to around about 50,000 cars a month. Why? Because you can't park. Or sorry, you can park, but you've got to pay. And of course most people don't want to pay, hence they won't go to the old town. Very simple. But if you see it on the other side, if you sat down and talked to the mayor, he would say, well, yeah, there was 100,000 cars driving around, but no one was paying to park. Now there's only 50,000 cars driving around, and probably 20,000 of them are paying to park. So it's a win-win situation for the mayor. Yes, and of course the CO2 emissions are down. Anyway, what do I care about CO2 emissions? I want a Bentley. Exactly. Now, not far to go. Yeah, I'm going to put up with my madness for that much longer, I promise you, because at the next set of traffic lights, which hopefully are on go, we're going to take a right, and that's going to be the Neon Paphos Mall. I'm going to go down to the undercover parking, and you never know, I might get accosted by someone called Mr. Brian. You never know, or someone totally different. The other day I was sitting in there, and there was a lady waving at me, and as I came out with my coffee, she said to me, "Is it you?" And I said, "Well, it could be." And she goes, "No, is it you?" And I said, "Well, I'm not sure. Who are you looking for?" And she said, "An idiot in a blue hat with a pair of sunglasses." I said, "Well, I fit the description." And she said, "Is your name Mr. Paul?" And I said, "Yes." She goes, "It's you then?" I said, "Exactly." Anyway, we had a chat and a chinwag, and it turns out that she lived in Chala, and she tunes in now and again, and had never seen my face, so she said. So obviously I said to her, well, what you've got to do is go watch the afternoon episodes, and then you'll get to see my face. Well, not actually. I'm always in a pair of sunglasses and a blue hat. But there you go. Rant's almost over. That's McDonald's on the left-hand side. That's especially for Lady Andrea. And of course, Sir Mart. You can pop in there and get a beautiful, beautiful caramel McFlurry. Lovely. And afterwards you can sit on the terrace and smoke a Romeo and Juliet or two. Of course, for the superstars, Lord Derek Scully, and of course my man Sir Bernie, and of course my man Sir Martin. Yes, looking forward to seeing you guys again, and hopefully you'll be coming back to see us all over again next year. Let's circumnavigate the roundabout. My goodness, I was thinking that was Mr. Brian there, because that was a car exactly the same as his. Wouldn't that be an amazing coincidence if he was following me into the Neon Coffee Mall again? Wow, absolutely spectacular indeed. Here we go. The Neon Mall is coming up. We're going to turn in and we're going to head to the underground car park, because if you're clever, not that I am, but if you are, it's hot in Cyprus, so when you come back to your car it's nice and chilled, because the sun has not been able to get to it, if you understand, or as they would say in Russian, Panamaish. There you go. Chaos. And everyone wants to park. You see, everyone pauses trying to park, looking for that closest space to the front door, and they can never find it, so they end up walking half a mile. Whereas if you just go down to the undercover parking, you will actually park literally by the escalator or the lift, and then go straight up into the mall. Not that I'm clever, I understand that bit, but there you go. And also, now and again, you know, it's going to be a shock to you now, but now and again it does rain in Paphos. Not often, but it does. Imagine coming out of the mall with your shopping and it being raining. I know that's normal to people in England, but in Cyprus that's not normal. what would you do as you stand there in your flip-flops and your t-shirt and your shorts? What would you do? Ask yourself, what would you do? Whereas, if you'd have parked in the underground car park, you wouldn't even know that it was raining, would you? Chilled car, don't get wet, and you get to park right here in the middle of 4 spaces, because I'm allowed to, because I know the boss. There we go. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again very, very soon, somewhere in downtown Paphos.